relationship between dogs and postal workers has rarely been a stable one. Theirs is a relationship fraught with mutual fear and mistrust. It is often viewed as a comedic cliché. This film does not seek to solve the problem, but rather highlights the seriousness of this issue and attempts to gain an understanding of why this relationship is so often accompanied by aggression.
They sort of go with the territory. Some are worse than others. It's the people who don't believe their dogs are the problem. You know, you might think your dog is fine, but when you're not around, your dog isn't fine. So you either do something with the dog, put a post box outside your gate, or I'm afraid you won't be getting any post.
Under the official guidelines set out in the Operations Manual for Postal Workers, staff are entitled to refuse to deliver post under certain circumstances. One of these circumstances is if there is a dog at large.
Yes, we're entitled to do that. We don't have to put ourselves in harm's way.
When there is a dog at large which prevents access to the delivery point and there is a genuine fear for personal safety.
Well, most you ignore them. You just, you know, if they do go for you, it's really a case of getting to know them. Some will bark and look as if they may be dangerous, but turn out not to be. It's when you don't know the dog is the biggest problem, because you don't know what they're capable of.
And are the big dogs worse than the little dogs, or are they different?
No, the little dogs, especially if there's more than one. You can hit a big dog, you can see a big dog. The little dogs, they run. They snap at your heels and they run around your legs, and you're trying to watch where you're going as well as watch where the dog is going. As I say, most of the time they keep them in, but not all the time. Unless the dog is very valuable, they don't have them chipped. So they just deny ownership. Well, that's what you're up against. I did have an incident last week. Pity you weren't there. A dog that is never, in fairness, is never out free. As I arrived, the woman opened her back door, and of course the dog came out, came around the side of the house. I was used to hearing him bark because he's usually in the garage. I opened the door of the van and stepped out to be greeted by teeth here. I actually grabbed the jacket. If the dog had been any taller, I'd have lost my face. But he caught the jacket. Needless to say, I just screamed and jumped back into the van and slammed the door. Now, the woman was highly embarrassed, but look, it happens. I'm just lucky I wasn't injured.
And why do you think dogs don't like postmen?
I don't think it's just postmen. I don't know. Possibly because we're crossing other dogs' territory on a very regular basis, and because the first thing they'll do, even dogs who don't attack, is go around the van. They all sniff the van. So it's possible if you're picking up the scent from another dog that they don't like it, and their dog on their territory. But other than that, I don't know.
There's a number of reasons why dogs can actually be aggressive towards postmen. One being that the dog might actually get the scent of another dog off the postman and feels by barking that he is actually portraying himself as being the dominant dog. Another reason could be that when postman actually enters a house, they come and go very quickly, and the dog might actually think this man could be an intruder and feels that he has to warn off this intruder, which is why he would be very aggressive. And lastly, maybe a possible scenario that it could be that the dog is just very excitable and hyperactive, and this hyperactivity could be portrayed as being a very angry, aggressive behaved dog.
And how would you compare rural and urban experiences with dogs?
Well, I used to work in the city. I think the city's worse. There's just so many more dogs. You don't know who owns them. At certain times of the year you get the dogs, they run in packs. And it can be very frightening. very frightening, especially early in the morning. The dogs are all loose, there's no one around, and they just follow you. It's very threatening.
Does everyone carry a stick?
Not everyone.
Do you use it much? For fear, is it?
I had to take it out there last week because somebody let their two dogs out. See, it's easy enough to control one dog, but when you've two, I mean, if you're being attacked by a dog, what are you supposed to do? I've kicked dogs. Damn right I have.
And what would you say to anyone who says you shouldn't kick a dog? And
Well, I'll offer to bring them out and let them stand there and let the dog bite them. Would they say the same thing if someone was attacking them?
do you think your relationship with dogs has changed in this job?
My relationship? Yes, I would have. Well, I suppose when I was young, I would have considered dogs were kind of, you know, cute little animals. I'm not find them so cute anymore. Not when you're dealing with them on a daily basis. That could quite possibly get yourself bitten.
Is that why you don't have a dog?
It would be one of the reasons.